All right, Dakota from GameZone.
And I'm Wes Bunn. I'm one of the designers on UFC Undisputed 2010. We know that the career mode last year was career mode 1.0, maybe even 0.75, but last year our focus was on gameplay. It was our first game in the franchise. We wanted to make sure that the gameplay was good first, and we'd build around that. So career mode last year was kind of bare bones. We admit that. This year, it's a lot more fully fleshed out. There's a lot of stuff in there that you couldn't do last year that we wanted to do last year that we were able to get in this year.
When the decision came up for the WFA to be brought in, did you ever consider the WEC?
Oh, you know what? That's actually an interesting question. The WEC is becoming a pretty dominant brand now. I mean, they're on par with UFC. Their last event with Aldo and Faber did huge numbers, and all the fights on there were great. The Garcia fight was nuts. Yeah, the WEC, because of the lighter weight classes, we have the 5, standard weight classes in the UFC. That's one of the reasons why we didn't go with the WEC, but not ruling it out. I didn't say anything. I'm just saying I'm not ruling it out.
Now with the WFA, how many fights will the fighters or players endure through WFA until they get caught up to the UFC?
Well, you know what? That's going to depend on you, the player, because if you suck, then you're going to stay in the WFA for a while. Not only that, if you make it to the UFC and you suck in the UFC, guess what? You're going to kick back to the WFA. So it's going to take you probably, if you're good, 8 to 10 fights to get into the UFC. Like I said, if you get into the UFC and you just get owned by people, you're going to go back down to the WFA.
So no Amir Sadalas?
Well, I'm not sure I quite understand that question.
He had 1 win?
I'm not sure I quite understand that question. No Amir Sadalas.
All right. Now, I see the Ultimate Fights mode. Can you speak on the few that you guys selected and how that came about?
Sure can. I don't know all of them off the top of my head. There's a ton of them. This year we actually, let me go into that. The Ultimate Fights mode is an extension of Classic Fights, what we had last year. Ultimate Fights mode this year is a little bit different. We wanted to give more replayability to the mode. Felt that last year there's only one challenge: replicate the fight as it happened in real life. Once you've done that, the mode was over. There was no real reason to go back in there. This year there is up to 9 challenges per fighter. In each fight. So you, as for example, Stephan Bonner, John Jones, you're going to get in there as John Jones and do spinning back kicks and spinning back elbows, and those are going to be some of your challenges. And like I said, you can play the spoiler. Now you can play as Stephan Bonner and do some challenges for him. As you play through the fight, if you win with the fighter who won in real life, you'll unlock some video content. If you won with the fighter who lost in real life, there's some additional behind-the-scenes stuff associated with the fight, which we think is kind of cool.
Now I see GSP versus BJPen 2. Will the in-between rounds cornering be suspicious?
I don't know. There are some ice packs going on. I don't know what else is going on there. We have some generic trainers in there, so I can't really comment on that.
Can you speak on the trainers that you do have in the game? How many do you have, and which of the more famous ones do you have?
Let's see. We have Salo Ribeiro. We have Mark Lehman, which is actually your coach as you play through the career mode. We have Eddie Bravo, which actually that reminds me, I need to get back to class. I'm going to get back to class soon, Eddie. We have, who else do we have? Sean Tompkins. We have Mark Delagrati, Greg Jackson, John Hackelman, Ronald Frazier. Man, we got a lot of the top guys in there, and you get to play, when you play through your career mode, you get to train with those guys. Those guys will be holding pads for you, be able to work your striking with those guys. You go to Team Quest and train with Dan Henderson, you can work on your overhand right. You actually train with UFC fighters this year, not just your sparring partner.
Now, how far back did you want to go with the Ultimate Fight mode of this year?
Well, it's actually an interesting question. We kind of restructured the way we did this mode. So we have 4 categories. We have an Ultimate 2009, which is like the best fights of 2009. Then we have classic fights. Then we go back to Tito Ortiz, Vitor Belfort, Matt Hughes, Frank Trigg, and Tyson Griffin, Clay Guida. Those are some classic matchups from back in the day. Then we have your Ultimate Knockouts, best knockouts from all time. And then we have Ultimate Submission. So we kind of restructured it a little bit so they're more categorized.
What about Ultimate Endurance? Bring Ken Shamrock in with Hoist Gracie.
PS3 exclusive, maybe down the line.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, guys.